And this week we're continuing our KTVZ road trip series, and tonight we're taking a trip to Southern Oregon. With its wineries, music, and history, the city of Jacksonville is sure to please. Our evening producer Elizabeth Amos takes us to this unique little corner of the state.
Nestled away in the Rogue Valley, the city of Jacksonville may be small, but with its thriving tourism and rich history, it's anything but ordinary. The year is 1851. Gold has just been discovered in Southern Oregon. As the news spread, prospectors flocked to this unknown corner of Oregon, hoping to strike it rich.
As soon as they heard about gold here in Jacksonville, they literally rushed over the border. You had almost 3,000 miners appearing here overnight.
The town quickly grew as businessmen hoped to capitalize on the growing gold industry. And one of those was Beekman Bank.
And Cornelius Beekman came here in 1853 as an express rider for Cram and Roger,
a transit company connecting the boom town of Jacksonville with the outside world. Beekman rode over the Siskiyou Mountains carrying gold and letters for miners and settlers.
So Cram and Rogers went belly up in 1856, and Beekman established Beekman's Express.
By 1857, Beekman's office became the first bank in Southern Oregon and the second oldest financial institution in the Pacific Northwest.
They say about $10 million in gold crossed these counters. And if you're looking at today's value, you'd be looking at about $1 billion in gold.
And while Beekman's financial prowess led him to become a prominent figure in Jacksonville's early history, it was Peter Britt who cemented the town into what it is today.
With his photography, he essentially photographed all of Southern Oregon during that last half of the century. He photographed places, he photographed things, he photographed people. And it was his photographs, in many respects, that allowed Jacksonville to establish the National Historic Landmark District because it was fully documented.
Britt was a true Renaissance man.
He grew grapes, he grew fruit trees, he grew all sorts of exotic plants that he would bring from all over the world.
People from near and far would come to see his unique property, a fact that's still true today.
He was a photographer and a winemaker and a gentleman all the way around.
Set among ponderosa pines and native madrones, Jacksonville's annual Britt Fest takes place each summer on Peter Britt's historic estate. It draws thousands of people from all over the region.
We really are a very, very important economic engine for the community, as you can imagine, because of the small businesses and the benefit of having the festival here in the summer. It's huge.
Whatever your musical taste,
we feature just about every single genre that you can possibly think of.
The intimate venue and historic ties make this place unlike any other.
No matter who the performer is, you can almost touch that person, and the energy and the synergy between the performers and the audience is very special.
And while Peter Britt's name lives on,
we are the oldest outdoor performing arts venue in the Northwest.
Other places in Jacksonville weren't so lucky during his time. By 1884, a railroad completely bypassed the town. The boom went bust and Jacksonville began to dry up.
I won't say sank into oblivion, but became more or less a ghost town. At one time, the population was down to about 500, 700 people.
Luckily, in the 1960s, folks banded together to focus on preservation efforts, as there was the threat of a new highway that would run through the town.
And they created a vision for Jacksonville of what it could be, of what it could become. And they are the ones who filed and established the National Historic Landmark District.
Through their efforts, more than 100 structures within Jacksonville are now on the National Register of Historic Places, essentially sealing the city in permanent gold rush glory. And while much of Jacksonville's tourism is based on its history, the Rogue Valley's unique climate continues to draw visitors for another reason: wine.
It starts with the climate. That enables us to grow great wines. Then it also it's just a beautiful place. Our wineries are relatively close to each other on one main road.
The beautiful Applegate Valley is home to nearly 20 vineyards and wineries, with one of the first owned by none other than Peter Britt. He opened Valley View Winery in 1873, the first winery established in Oregon. It closed in 1905 after his death, but less than 70 years later, the name was restored by the Wisnowski family, who began their vineyard just 8 miles from Jacksonville in the Applegate Valley.
My father loved the history of grape growing here, and Peter Britt actually kept quite a bit of historical data with weather. And so he really liked that, and so we decided, well, let's name it Valley View.
Visitors are not only drawn to the history behind the Valley View name, but also because of their award-winning wines.
You know, we have old vines. Old vines generally will give you better grapes. And also we get a lot of tour companies now coming up, and so they want to feature the oldest winery.
Whether it's the past or the present that draws you to Jacksonville, you're sure to strike it rich. But if you're still unsure about making a trip to this quaint destination,
Ask them if they would like to step back in time.
because it's that rich history that has made Jacksonville the worthy road trip destination it is today. In Jacksonville, Elizabeth Amos, News Channel 21.